All right, it's Thursday, July 27th, just following up on the SPY. You can see here it is continuing lower with some momentum. Bought some puts here around where I drew in this little red line. We're continuing lower. I discussed on the first previous video, I bought some 460 puts at 501. You can see they're up to 588 now. 584, 585, almost up to 6, and the market's really dropping. We've reached kind of that target that I kind of in my head I saw down here, the pre-market lows. Again, that's why you draw those in, and when we were coming down strong, if this was going to be weak, this is at least the first target. So let's see now what unfolds in terms of do we just take out some liquidity here and decide to pause, or continue lower. What's happening here, and this is the reversal I've been talking about really ever since this inside bar last week. When you come up and fail to break out, you might go the other way. So we kind of continued higher for the last few days, and we stuck with the uptrend until a potential reversal exists. Well, this is the first day here, even though it took time to get there, where we started down from the get-go, and we're now getting to the midway point of this bar. So we just took out some liquidity down here, as I just showed you, the pre-market lows. Are we going to bounce and maybe have some kind of a big reversal here with now about an hour and 45 minutes to go? Or is just going to continue? If we really go below the midpoint of this bar, which we're just about there, and then we should be taking out that bar. And as I discussed, this is kind of a whole chain reaction kind of thing, where when the big move started to the downside, I anticipated that this day as a whole, with not much time left in the day, was going to turn red. And even if it just kind of held up there, then that would mean follow through into tomorrow, little lower. That gives a 2 down bar that projects down to there. And then once you get that, you turn this weekly chart red with 1 day to go in the week, and that would kind of forecast that you're going to move lower into next week with the 2 down bar that projects all the way down here to kind of to the 450 area, 449. If we get this 2 down week into next week. So a lot of things are kind of coming together in terms of getting this reversal, and that's why I wanted to aggressively jump in, even though it was already kind of 2 pushes down on the day. Anyway, we're continuing a lot lower. The options are now up to 6. You can see that here, 609, 608. So you could, if you just wanted to even take a base hit, you could do that here again, and that's, one way to play. You could scale out. You can set up a no risk trade if you really want to, just be very conservative about it, or you can stay really aggressive, because these options can get up, if all that chain reaction stuff unfolds, maybe up to 10, but into next week type of thing. So we'll see what happens, but so far so good. Surprised it's not trading all that. I'm looking at this bid ask going to 615. I'm waiting just to see what the next actual trade is. Again, I bought those 460s at 501, up to 618 right now, which if I look at it means that this thing's still continuing really to build momentum. We've crossed the halfway point of that bar, so it looks like we're going to maybe get an outside bar, the downside, and again, a big potential reversal week setting up here, so just thought I'd point that out. There we go. We just traded at 628. Bought those at 501. So, all kinds of ways to now to even take gains, to hold on. You shouldn't lose. That's the main important thing. And as it turned out, we did get immediate continuation. Like I said, ideally, it could have come up here and given you even a better fill, but I just sensed that something was unfolding here. So let's see what happens now. Let's see how things close. But at least, in terms of a trade, you could definitely, you can manage this one in all kinds of ways for profitability. So let's see what happens with the SPY.